Hey everybody, Suz here back with another keto cooking video. This week we are making air fryer chicken wings 4 different ways. All of these keto chicken wings were super quick and easy to throw together. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Join the crew. We make these keto cooking videos every single week to give you a little motivation and inspiration to stay on track with your keto diet. Let's get into it. First up, we made these awesome keto spicy Asian wings in the air fryer. These were my favorite of the week. So to start with, in a medium bowl, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of brown swerve, along with 1/4 cup of my favorite chili garlic sauce. I had just enough left in this container to make this recipe, as well as 1/3 cup of soy sauce. I'm using soy because the original recipe that I have linked down below, they use soy sauce. And I wanted to stay true to that, but you could definitely use liquid aminos, coconut aminos. Now I'm just gonna whisk this all together until it's fully combined and that brown swerve is nice and dissolved. We're actually gonna split this in half. I'm just gonna pour about half of this, maybe a little more than half, into a small dish to stick to the side to use as a dipping sauce for after our wings are done. And the rest of it we're just gonna leave in this bowl as a marinade and then also to baste our wings halfway through cooking. So to the bowl with our marinade, I'm just adding 12 wings. It's probably about 6 flats and 6 drums. I always just buy these in bulk at Costco and they come already separated. I just have those in there and I'm tossing them around with a spoon to make sure they're nice and fully coated. We are cooking these on 380 in our air fryer, so I did preheat it for a few minutes. Taking our basket out, I'm spraying it really well with olive oil cooking spray on the bottom and sides and putting all of my chicken wings in, and they fit perfectly into my air fryer basket. And I know cooking in an air fryer, you usually need to space things out more, but these are nice and snug in there and it worked perfectly. I'm cooking them for 15 minutes for the first go round, pulling them out. And you can see I have the rest of our marinade here. And since we're gonna cook these another round at 15 minutes, we can go ahead and use this even though our chicken's been soaking in it. Definitely don't use it after your chicken's done though. So I'm taking a silicone basting brush and basting it on this side of all of my chicken wings. And after I have those all fully coated, I am using a pair of tongs and just flipping each of those over. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side and try to use up as much of the rest of this marinade as I can to fully coat the other side of our wings. Popping them back into the air fryer at 380 again for another 15 minutes. And here's what they look like when they come out. Now these might look dark to you, but they are not burnt. They are perfect and tasty and awesome. Here they are all plated up. That first part of the sauce that we separated to start with, I put in a little ramekin along with some chopped celery. These were my favorite of the week. They are nice and spicy, sticky, tangy, awesome wings. These were my favorite. Next up, we have these Italian chicken wings. Now, the original recipe linked down below from I'd Rather Be a Chef calls them spicy because they have pepper flakes, but I didn't find them very spicy. I split the original recipe in half, so in a small dish, I am adding 1/2 teaspoon sea salt, a tablespoon garlic powder, a teaspoon red pepper flakes, a teaspoon dried parsley, 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese, and then I'm just whisking this all together, and this is gonna be our dry rub for our wings. Now taking 12 wings again into a medium-sized bowl. I have those all laid out and I am just sprinkling our Parmesan cheese and spice mixture over them, flipping them all, and I'm gonna just repeat that on the other side and sprinkle the remainder of our cheese and spice mixture. And I'm just giving them a little toss to make sure they're nice and fully coated. Now our air fryer is preheated at 400 degrees. I always just like to preheat it for a couple minutes. I'll set the timer on 15, gets down to 12. That's how long we're gonna do these. Again, spraying the inside of that basket and the sides with some olive oil spray. Put all of my chicken wings in the basket and I'm gonna pop this in again at 400 for 12 minutes this go around. And here's what they look like after 12 minutes. Again, using my tongs to flip these over. And then I'm gonna put them back in the air fryer at 400 degrees for another 12 minutes. And here they are after they are done, nice and crisp. Plated up with a little bit of celery and some chunky blue cheese dressing. They're probably my least favorite of the week, but probably one of my husband's favorites because I just like spicier food. Speaking of spicy, next up we have these awesome air fryer buffalo chicken wings. So this is a recipe about low carb yum. I will link it down below. And in a bowl, I have again 12 wings. Put some extra virgin olive oil on them, probably about a tablespoon. Tossing them around with my hands. In this little ramekin, I have a seasoning blend of 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder, a half a teaspoon salt, and I did use sea salt for that, and I'm just sprinkling that on this side of my chicken wings, flipping them over and repeating this on the other side to make sure that they are all coated evenly with our seasoning blend. And for this recipe, we're doing 360 on our air fryer, and that was a stray feather that I missed. You know, people are very picky about that on the internet. Again, spraying my air fryer basket with that olive oil cooking spray, tucking all of these wings in there, and she cooks hers for 25 minutes, so we're gonna do that as well. Here's what they look like after the 25 minutes. We're gonna flip these all over, and then she recommends increasing your air fryer temperature to 400 degrees and putting them in for 4 more minutes, so that's what I did. Now while those are finishing up, we're making our sauce by taking 1/4 cup unsalted butter, added 1/3 cup hot sauce. She calls for Frank's hot sauce, and I love Frank's hot sauce, but I was out, so I used Louisiana hot sauce, along with a tablespoon of white vinegar, and I added about 1/8 teaspoon of ground cayenne pepper. And now I'm just letting that all melt over medium heat together, mixing it around, bringing it to a boil, whisking it again really good, and taking this off the heat. Now I'm just taking a really large metal mixing bowl and adding our wings straight to that. And I'm just gonna pour that sauce straight out of the pot over the top of our wings, and then use our tongs to kind of toss those around until they're nice and coated. And if you like, you can even do a couple little flips in your bowl. And here they are plated up with some chunky blue cheese and some celery as well. I loved these. That extra cayenne pepper does give them an extra spicy kick. If you don't like yours as spicy, you can always add more butter. You can use a milder hot sauce, and you can leave the cayenne pepper out all the way. Again, her original recipe is linked down below. I followed it pretty much to a T, and it turned out very well. Last up, I will link this recipe down below, although it's very convoluted, but it inspired me, so you know how we do. We're gonna link it anyway and give credit for the seasoning combo that inspired this, but that's what I used of theirs. So in a little dish, I'm just taking 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and 2 teaspoons of smoky paprika, and I am whisking these together with a fork, and then that's basically all I did of their recipe. Then in this medium mixing bowl, I've got again 12 wings, covered them with about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, tossing them with my hands. And I know some people out there are like, why are you touching raw chicken with your hands? I would rather wash my hands repeatedly and have them nice and clean than risk cross-contamination with any tongs and having to rewash tongs over and over. I just think it's easier to wash my hands, you know? So sprinkling my seasoning mix on the top of these, as you've seen us do before, and I'm just gonna kind of rub that in, flip them over, repeat that on the other side. And then I'm really just gonna take my hands and toss these around really well. It almost makes like a little smoky paprika sauce on there. I didn't even wash my air fryer after the last batch of wings on this because I made these in the same evening. And I'm just spraying it down with our olive oil, putting those wings in there. I have my air fryer preheated at 400 degrees, and I'm gonna put those in for 12 minutes. Taking them out, this is what they look like after the first go around. And I'm just gonna flip these all over and put them back into the air fryer for another 12 minutes. And here they are plated up in a little bowl after they were all done. Now these were a tie for my second favorite wings of the week. These and the buffalo were my, I almost liked the seasoning blend better than the buffalo ones, just because I have buffalo wings all the time, and this was a new seasoning combo using the smoky paprika on them. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's keto cooking video doing air fryer chicken wings. Let me know if you like this style of our videos more so, where we try to kind of stick to a theme each week just to make the videos more easily searchable for you all. Again, comment any suggestions down below, any recipes you would like to see us cover or tackle, and make sure to share this video with any of your friends. Until next time, bye.